everybody. Back on the podcast where we talk about that fantastic 1990s toy that we all love to trade and buy.
You actually sound like a radio host. I'm fucking recording. Alright, give me a moment.
Mom
Okay.
sounds like a radio host.
Yeah, it sounds alright. Hi, welcome back. This is episode 3 of the podcast with all 3 idiots talking about random stuff, mostly news and our opinions. My name is Wei. I guess I'm supposed to introduce the rest of you.
We didn't set an order, alright? We need to set an order. Hi, I'm Corey.
You're Corey? I didn't know that.
Well, God damn it, I'm Creasap. Alright? Creasap's runs Creasap. Go ahead,
Corey? Nice to meet you.
Go ahead, Brandon. Son of a bitch.
Anyway, let's talk about the random stuff in news and what we think about it. Let's start right off with the election. So, as we saw in last month, Trump lost, Biden won. We have a new president-elect, and Trump doesn't accept it. And there's a lot of lawsuits and a lot of pushbacks. But we saw recently that all 50 states solidified their winnings. Is that correct?
They certified their presidential election results.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And so with that, it's confirmed that Biden won.
Oh no.
Thoughts?
Bum bum bum. We're gonna edit that later.
Nope.
Yeah, man. My thoughts. I was hoping that Trump would win. But because Biden won, then I know what to buy now.
New house?
No, that's not gonna happen until the $15,000 pass. Then I'll buy a new house.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway. Is that it?
I mean, I don't really know. I think that the whole drama was kind of stupid, with Trump trying to prove that he won. But at the same time, it makes sense because opening up ballots for mail-in ballots was kind of stupid. It's like the most unsafe thing ever, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Joe Biden won.
So you don't agree that he should have won?
I mean,
you think that
I'm
Biden
not happy
cheated?
that he won. I mean, that's
do you believe he cheated? Did he
I
steal
believe
the
that-
election?
I don't believe that he cheated, but I believe that the mail-in ballots are not accurate.
Why?
Yes, why?
Because anybody could go and pull up someone's mail and mail it in. Or just like the case where a lot of people threw away the mail-in ballots and they had to recheck it.
You know they verified the signatures, right?
I mean, I can forge signatures.
Yeah, but whoever mail you're stealing, you're gonna have to know how they signed the name. They've tossed out ballots that did not match the names. I mean, the signature did not match close to what they usually have on the signature.
And that still leaves a good bit of percentage of someone knowing the signature.
What?
Yes.
So, okay, moving forward. So, now Arizona, Oregon, these are 2 states that they usually vote very differently. For quite a while now, I believe at least the last 2 presidential elections. So back to 2012, they've had mail-in. No excuse. You don't have to be sick overseas, or have extenuating circumstances in order to get a mail-in ballot. You request it, you get it, you send it back in, they verify your signature, you're good to go. So, do you have a problem moving forward that other states decide to keep figuring out this mail-in ballot thing so we can all do it? Or do you think we should go back to the system where most states have to be validated to get a mail-in ballot? Otherwise, you show up in person. That's my question.
I mean, the mail-in ballots is like, I don't think it's bad, but if it's as vulnerable as it is now, why not just make it online? It would be like the same thing, is it not?
Ooh.
No. Online be worse.
I
You could hack those. You could forge those. You could like fake
You could
those.
forge.
Those
guys-
are actual ballots. Online, you could hack someone's like fucking account and fake it. You could. It's like I guess like equivalent of DDoSing. Well, I guess is it DDoSing?
I think that's like the equivalent of melon ballots.
Mailing 1,000 fake ballots is probably a lot harder than actually, sending a bots to fucking fake these votes.
Look, all I know is one person or a couple people looking through mails. If there's like that many entries, right? Eventually, they're gonna get eyesore and they're just gonna pass it on.
okay.
I
Well,
don't.
We're all human. We all make mistakes.
We do. But
Right.
already in the past, you got to think of counting a regular ballot, going through thousands of people, just filling in little bubbles. There's going to be errors there too. If
Yeah.
anything, I'd say there's more chance of error just looking at thousands of just bubbles in front of your face than comparing two signatures. That seems a bit easier in my mind. You're seeing individual different shapes. It gives your eyes a chance to rest and kind of reset each time you look at a different signature, a new ballot like that. And I feel like they're a lot slower when they're counting those, especially because of the high visibility that we've had in this election alone. I'm looking forward to us to continue to expand the mail-in. I think it's a great thing that I don't have to go to a physical location, as long as I can verify who I am, tell my elector, hey, I like a ballot, I'm going to mail, I'm going to vote this time, so can I please get this? They say, okay, give it to me, I sign it, they send it back. And if they have an issue, they can email me or send me a letter and I can verify if it was me or not. I like it. I hope we continue to make it easier for everyone to vote. And I also hope, it's a bit tangential, but the House did pass a new Voting Rights Act this year. Unfortunately, it was rejected in the Senate. But if all these people who are bringing up lawsuits about different states' elections are serious about this, we need to revisit the Voting Rights Act and start putting money towards ensuring safe, secure, valid elections. So I do not like the idea of the courts deciding whose votes count and who should be elected to office. And the only way to actually solve this is to put it in actual legislation instead of waiting until after elections happen. That's my opinion on that.
To chime in, I agree. I don't know how to expand on that actually, but I do.
That was a
is-
lot.
No,
That was a
I
lot
agree
pretty good.
with it. And simply, I want to add, this was my first election that I actually voted. I've been registered to vote for a while. This is the first one, and I think the mail-in was actually pretty. It made it not that scary for me because when dropping off I actually ended up dropping off the ballot and looking at the line, it was like I didn't want to be on the line, especially with it was raining that day, and being able
That's
to just
COVID.
drop it off. Yeah, being able to drop it off was a pretty easy and smooth like experience, and I think for me it wasn't as scary because of that. Because I was always nervous about the idea of just standing in line and doing the whole election, the voting. But I think I like the mail-in ballot option, and I think it's not as bad as what they are trying to say it is. And I'm for I'm for mail-in ballots. I really think it's a good system.
And just to preface myself, I did vote in person, both in the primary and the general. So this isn't it was convenient just to me, so so that's why I want it. No, I walk down and I like to get my sticker and talk to the people who are doing a great job, just counting and directing people on how to properly vote. So
I mean,
just wanted to put that in there.
I got my sticker too, and I just dropped it off.
I'm not trying to bash that it's a bad thing. I think it's a great opportunity for the people who, in this case, like Wei, who's scared or like nervous, not
Absolutely.
scared, my bad. So like it opened the door to a lot of people to vote for the convenience of time too, because everybody's busy with their life. but now you could just throw it in the mail and you voted.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, even I think that's convenient, but I'm just like, security or safety reasons. I mean, people tried it this year, but I mean, just the start. So who knows?
Cool.
Yeah.
So with that said, how you feel about Biden being our next president? Besides, the whole.
Meh. I feel like we're doomed either way.
I mean,
What?
I was hoping for Meteor 2020. I mean,
Why you say that?
we got pretty close there. NASA saw an object floating through, said it was going to pass sometime around December. So we still.
I mean, we had killer bees.
I know he was a long shot, but Meteor's platform was just really leveling to me.
Isn't there like a meter every year that comes by?
No,
like-
this one was like exponentially closer, or is going to be.
No, I feel like that happens every year. It's like we had a meteor come by. It was this close to the blah blah blah, to the Earth. It barely missed us. Blah blah blah. It was like at like 2. It was always like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
I think it melts away, right?
Yeah.
No, if it
Most of the
tries to
time,
go, yeah, when it tries to come into in the atmosphere, it usually gets melted away. But most of them just pass by apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy about the election. For the most part. Well, at least I'll be happy. January 20th, when this is all done with, we can stop obsessing over this in the media. I'm tired.
Well, what are you happy about for this? For Biden?
I'm happy because the man's been in politics for a very long time. I mean, he's actually ran for president multiple times too, just like our current president has. But it's mainly just it's the news, man. I don't want my news to be inundated with just this divisive, bloody, constant bickering, and just it's absurd. I mean, I'd rather we be concentrating on anything else. War in Iraq, the troop withdrawals, not, there's a possible scandal going on here. Oh, the House has just passed a new bill, but it's failed in the Senate, and it's like, why aren't we doing things? I mean, it's been a year. We've had this virus for almost a year now, like 9 or so months in the U.S. And yet, like, one of the key things is there isn't a consensus worldwide to work together for the vaccine. Instead, it was each country working on its own. And then we got defunding of the WHO, of the World Health Organization, from the U.S. during a whatever. It just
wasn't it right before?
It doesn't matter. It wasn't refunded.
Right.
Even if they decided to defund them before, we never went back and said, "Wait a minute, maybe because this is happening all across the world, we should." I don't know. I just think it's a good change that we need. Honestly, I was really hoping for Joe Walsh from Ohio, but we're not going to get into that. So,
Really?
Man, Kanye West. I think that would have been a better choice.
Kanye West.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's right.
I was actually tempted to put Kanye West for the the other ones, for the fill-ins. I mean, I voted for Biden, but I was like, for everything else, I would just put in Kanye West for the rest. Because I don't know. I didn't care about the rest, to be honest.
And that's a shame.
Yeah. Honestly.
And that's what's truly important. It's the local elections, not the president, but the local elections, senators, representatives. Those are the really important ones. You'll only truly see the change that you want when you and your community invest. But that's all I have to say.
So in that case, how would it affect it? Like you said, it's a shame that we don't know the other votes. How would they affect?
Well, for one, in my county, Pinellas County, down here in Florida, we have a few provisions for fully legalizing weed. We still have the medical. You're allowed to have medical, whatever you want to call it, if you need it for medical purposes, you'll be fine. But it's not fully legalized. You can't recreationally use it. That's one. We have just recently we approved, I think, a 1.5% increase in our sales tax in order to fund roads in schools. And just those, that budget appropriation can't go anywhere else. I think that's important. We're talking about putting a little bit more focus on preventing things like red tide and our clean water contamination. There's so many small issues that you can see changes immediate and you know right outside your front door that these smaller elections are going to have big impacts on. So those are the things I care about as well.
Oh, okay. So you're happy that Joe Biden won because he's Democrat, so he likes to go green, and going green
No,
means
no, 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 not at all.
legalization of marijuana.
No, no, no. Once again, I personally do not care for smoking. I never have, and I probably never will. However, that's a freedom thing. I don't think we should restrict other people from doing things they enjoy if they're not going to freaking affect me. I don't care. No, as I said, I would have loved for Joe Walsh, or hell, even Mitt Romney, to go back in to carry us forward. It's not about Joe Biden. It's more about us having somebody who's paying attention and actually pushing for progress somewhere. It's just some things like that. As I said, Voting Rights Act, squash that. Defunding of the WHO, just horrible, horrible idea. The troop withdrawals, I am half and half on. I think where they pulled the troops out of was a horrible idea, but it's easy points. So no, that's not why. It's not because of the greener world and all that. It's just because of the focus on the news. We should be focusing on policies, not on people.
I feel like you go on for days with this.
I know
I could,
too. Which is actually I enjoy it because I don't know much of what you're talking about.
Yeah, this is my life.
It's great. So for the WHO organization, when did they stop defunding it? I'm just curious.
I think it was like back in March, right?
Yeah, there were talks back in March, and I believe we stopped a few $1 million in subsidies back in.
Is that the World Health Organization? Is that the dude that the leader, like something swab, right?
No.
What are we talking about now?
I have no idea.
No.
Oh, okay, wrong thing then. Okay,
yeah.
Carry on.
I'm happy that we got Biden. Not the best choice, but better than Trump. It was between those two, Biden. It's hands down for me, Biden. So I'm pretty happy about it. Both of you, final thoughts on it?
Good. Election over. Needs to be over.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, like I said, both were doomed. I mean, too many money's been printed. So what?
Okay, cool. Anyway, next topic. On to the next topic then. So currently we are, 9 months into the whole pandemic in the US at least, and we are basically in a second big wave now, where most of the states are getting big upticks of cases, and now I believe some states are going back into lockdown. I want to talk about how is it affecting your state, or at least your, surroundings. Because, to start off for me, it's, in New York, we were slowly opening up. There was 4 phases. We went through all 4 phases over a couple months. And they were slowly, we got around the whole, restaurant issue by allowing outdoor dining. So what that means is most stores, they started building out seating areas out into the sidewalks and into the streets, and then I think they allowed it to be permanent, at least for now. And so all these stores are building out all these seating areas, and it's been pretty successful for these stores. But then they started opening up indoor dining up to 25%, I believe, and more recently they've been loosening up on like gatherings, and now the spikes as it spiked back up, and so now they, I believe, from what I remember, they canceled all indoor dinings, and I think they're closing out the gyms again. I don't quote me on it, but it's going back closer to lockdown. But we're not back on like full lockdown. We're just getting close to it, and I believe California is like on lockdown mode again. But I don't know about anywhere else. At least like from where you guys are at.
Okay, so first of all, if Trump was elected, we wouldn't have any more lockdowns, because we need the economy to keep going, right? I'm just kidding, but
No, you are not kidding. Do not, do
I
not.
mean, yes, but no.
yeah, damn. See, this is what Joe. No, okay, let's stop there. So I feel like everything's still running the same as it was. I don't feel the second wave yet in Georgia. I mean, restaurants are still. We never really opened outside. It's still kept like minimum capacity. They skip like every other table, and it's like half capacity only. And the wait is forever. Um, Other than that, everything seems to be running normal. Traffic is horrible again. I don't see the wave, but the only thing I've recently saw news on North Carolina. I'm only talking about North Carolina because that's where I'm from. Saw that they're starting to have curfews again, so that's something that's happening there, and that's all I know.
Okay. How about Florida?
So we're having a fun time. The yeah, tangentially related.
Yeah.
The what was her position? So Florida just raided the home of Rebecca
Oh,
Jones. She
yeah.
was part of the Florida Department of Health, and she pretty much ran the dashboard that gave us information about COVID here in Florida. And
Yeah.
it got a little contentious there back in June, where um, she was fired pretty abruptly,
Oh wow.
um, and she claims, at least, that it is because she refused to
Lie.
publish. Yes,
She would fake it.
in
No,
short, lie.
yeah.
But officially, it was she refused to publish data that she felt was inaccurate, being pushed down on her from the governor's office. Um,
No, it wasn't that. I think it was like I was reading on this yesterday. Well, I believe I was watching. It was not only that, but it was like they wanted her to omit certain stuff, like to take away, like just to remove some information, so it looks like it supports their claim. Like it wasn't as
Correct.
bad.
Yeah, not necessarily lie. There's lie tangentials going on. Not necessarily lying, but a little bit of bending, a little bit of interpreting things in ways that aren't normal, and a little bit of omission. But
Yeah.
regardless of that debacle that's still going on, apparently, is the fact that our numbers have been going up. However, we have not put in place any stricter measures. If anything, we are going the other way with it. As our numbers are getting worse, we are pulling back things, due in part to the economy, as people say. We got hit pretty hard. Our unemployment numbers are not looking good. Um, and while we continue to have many departments, at least government entities, not having civilians come in for meetings, things like that, many counties, we don't have any statewide mandates. Ron DeSantis, our governor in Florida, will not issue statewide decrees. Instead, he has pushed that down to the county, municipality, and city legislations. So at least Tampa, Orlando, and Miami, they still have mask mandates indoors. If you're not social distancing, that's 6 feet or 2 meters. But besides that, nope, everything's going full bore. We're not really closing things up. We're just kind of going with it at this point, And it's not good. It's not good for our very robust retirement community. Um, they of course are more susceptible to bad things happening to them if the disease gets a hold of them. But for the most part, we're just trusting people to be smart and do their own thing. A lot of self responsibility. So we'll see how it goes.
So you don't really have a lockdown.
No, not at all. No, I can go out and chill at the gym and eat a burrito.
Like,
freaking smack my best friend in the face in a park.
I mean, in terms of like restaurants and stuff, it's like
No, the only effective, yeah, in restaurants, as I said, there's guidance out there. There's guidance to social distance and to wear masks when you're in the restaurant. But as for enforcement, I don't see it. Especially, I took an examination back, not that a professional examination for my engineering board back in October, late October, and so while the test I took itself had us spaced out, and and wearing masks, just be extra safe. After that, I went around to Orlando or whatnot, and yep, just people everywhere, super crowded, very, very tight
Wow.
dining facilities, and it was some people wearing masks, most people not. Just kind of very much so indicative of what it would have looked like this same time last year. But hey,
So-
what can you do?
So restaurants are full capacity.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
there's-
Ah.
Nobody is really it's impossible to enforce. So
Oh.
okay. So you guys don't have it as bad. I mean, it's not that bad in New York. It's just it's getting back up there. That the case rate, I guess is what it's called here, it's been growing, and so it's going back up there. I think it's interesting that was it Dr. Fauci? Fauci? I can't say his name correctly. He warned us that there's going to be a second wave, and a lot of other experts mentioned that there's going to be a second wave if we keep going down this path. And lo and behold, we are in that second wave. Given some states do get worse, like California, and to I think some degree, I would consider New York to a degree. I thought that was interesting, and I don't know.
It's all a movement to strike fear so that the second wave will come and people will be cowering. We used to be America, land of the brave and free, right? Now we're land of the cowards and keep me in my house and I don't want to go out. So I think that's what we're becoming, and that's what all that talk is making us become.
I mean, I didn't want to go outside back in 2016 anyway. So
Sunlight.
Same here.
man, I got Cyberpunk 2077 coming out. I don't need to go outside for the next 3 months now.
Speaking
Back
of
in
which,
2016.
oh, hey,
Jeez.
did you hear about the glitch with Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh my
I've been
God.
hearing a lot about it.
That doesn't sound good.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the game.
Yeah.
It's too early.
Give it a few patches.
Well, I'll wait for the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
But with that said, right? There's the whole the whole news about, we have a vaccine that passed through, I guess, like the testing. It's in the early phases of public testing or whatever, where people are able to get it. The vaccine. It's in two phases or two stages, where you're supposed to get one shot and then you get symptoms and then you take a second shot, and it's like 95% effective or something.
What?
Right?
That sounds like they just inject you with the coronavirus and then they inject you with the second strand.
That's how vaccines work.
I know, but
You believe, that, right?
yeah, but then they don't usually do 2 shots.
Some of them do.
Really?
Like
Apparently, yeah.
yeah. Have you ever had
The flu shot? Yeah, it's just one.
hepatitis? I think hepatitis was 2 shots. Hepatitis, I don't
But
know
that's
which one.
because there's like 2 types of hepatitis,
No,
right?
there's like 3.
3? I was close.
Yeah, but for each one, I think you're supposed to take 2 shots.
I
Or
didn't know that.
or my doctor
I don't
just like
remember.
sticking me with needles. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's like 2 of each, and I think like the HPV vaccine is also 2 shots or something.
Oh,
One.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a nice little saying apparently in the virology community where once you know one virus, you know one virus. So
What? What's that supposed to mean?
it means that within the world of microbes and diseases that you can study one thing, the flu or colds, think one single thing, and any other thing will be completely different, reacting in different ways and just not behaving at all similarly. Um, so unfortunately, so that comes to the whole having a vaccine where it could be so deadly that they give it to you in 2 phases to make sure that you as an individual get a very, very weak initial strand in the first shot, let's say, to check to see if you're horribly susceptible just genetically. And then on the, hopefully that you're not, then they can give you the second one that's a bit stronger, but not as strong as the actual disease, to better give your body the chance to build up its immunity to it. So, but as I said, that only works on some things, like, as you said, hepatitis, and what they're going for here with the coronavirus vaccine. So, to my understanding, the 2-stage or the multi-stage approach is for things that have a much higher fatality rate, but not necessarily as high of a transmission. I could be wrong, and as I said, I'm not a virologist.
So
I do not claim to be a doctor.
in layman's terms, did you just say that the more shots you get in for one strand of virus, the deadlier it is?
I think they
No.
build it up.
It builds it
I
up.
think,
Is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Because
it's
you said some big words, so I was just trying to.
No, basically how vaccines work is they give you a little dose of it, so your body learns to adapt with it and creates the antibodies, and it's like some of them, the way some vaccines work, they inject you with like the dead cells of it or the non-harmful one, so it triggers your body to like create antibodies and be able to be immune to it. Similar to like what like chickenpox. If you don't have chickenpox, they give you the vaccine for it, so that they give you like dead chickenpox cells, and your body gets used to it. Because once you get with chickenpox once, your body gets immune to it, right?
yeah.
And yeah, that's generally how vaccines work. I think hepatitis is similar. They give you like dead hepatitis. I think in this case it's just they give you 2 strands because one it's like a small dose of it, so your body like gets used to it. Because once you have the COVID, afterwards you create the antibodies, and I think the second one is to strengthen it, but I don't know exactly how it works. Um, yeah, does that answer your question or no?
Kind of. I was just going up based off of what you said about something about four different shots and it increases fatality. So that means like, does that mean more shots equals more death?
Yeah,
means,
yeah.
right?
The more shots you take, most likely equates to the deadlier it is.
Oh, okay.
I would say, but once again, I'm not 100% on that. There could be other reasons they're doing it. But on funny thing about this Pfizer biotech vaccine is apparently, at least from what I'm seeing on my feeds, is they're not publishing their actual research data, for the larger scientific community to check it, which
Yeah.
I found, which of course in the community at large is creating a lot of good reasoning for people to be hesitant to want to take a vaccine if a vaccine is widely available.
Well, isn't one of the concern is the long-term effects? It's like we don't like people's concern is how it would affect the person in long term, right? Because it's been so quickly pushed out that they
Develop.
don't know how it's gonna affect people in a couple of years, or
Right.
like the mortality rate of it and all that. They only know the success rate, but we don't know how it affects the future. Um, and I believe another concern was how fast it got approved, right?
Yes.
Because like it was approved by two big like it was approved by the FDA, and then it was like emergency approved by someone. I need to double check. It got
Yeah.
like the emergency approval, which doesn't require like it doesn't need a full approval. It just needs like some approval, and they could push it out right away, right? Something.
So the FDA still needs to approve it.
No, I
But
believe FDA already approved it.
okay, that's probably possible as well. It, regardless, what they do need to do is to continue to study, continue to observe very closely, the after effects.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, is die today, live tomorrow. It's
Yeah, let the people take it first, die today, so we can live tomorrow. Is that what you're saying?
well, more like we know there is. I wouldn't worry about the long term effects
Okay.
versus me dying. I'm gonna take it because I don't want to die right now. So there might be problems in the future. Yeah, pretty
So
much.
you would take it
I'll
first.
take the.
then.
I'm taking the risk for other
Oh,
people.
snap.
That's fine. I get it. That's life, man. Like most of what we do is taking a chance on a lot of things with the expectations that it will work out, and if it doesn't, we will adjust course when we get there.
So you're saying
Issue-
if this vaccine was available right now, would you take it?
Yes, I will take it.
Wow.
Even despite the fact that they're just counting on herd mentality, herd immunity. Sorry, herd immunity for this case.
Also, yes. So, but there's still this. This is the thing. There's a good chance. There's a chance that I've already gotten the virus.
I know. I was going to say that
yeah,
too.
that I've already gotten
Corey,
it.
you probably
Okay.
already got it, and you already built
Probably.
immunity.
Most likely.
No, but it's not immunity. Like, it's no guarantee the antibody is like. There was a whole study that the antibody didn't fully stay in your body. It goes away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the virus is always changing. Virus is always changing. Every
Yeah.
year they mutate and they morph and they become resistant to certain things, including those antibodies you build up. But as I said, marketed vaccine to the general public, and it is available to me at a reasonable cost. I will take it. I am already very much so predetermined to look at the larger picture. I'm willing to take that risk. I've always been willing to take risks that I felt had a benefit to other people. That includes taking this, being one of those points of data that will register if this works, even in the long term. It doesn't bother me. And it's not just one person in one lab, in a basement somewhere saying, well, I think this chicken blood mixed with this, fox urine is going to cure the disease. Let's go for it. No, this is thousands upon thousands of researchers and billions of dollars going into this for the past year. I mean, the U.S. it's been here for a while. It's COVID-19. The strain came about in 2019, just the end of it, and there's this large system behind this vaccine. It isn't just one person or a few politicians. It's scientists, it's educated people, and it's something that we need to trust. We need to trust the people that know what they're talking about and are also taking a little bit of a gamble, but an educated one. So
how come that they could find this cure in a span of months, but with other diseases like viruses or things like cancer, who has a lot of money
Cancer
funding
is not
it?
a disease.
I know, but it's still a thing that kills people, and it's been funded.
Yeah, car kill people. You wouldn't call that a disease.
Dang, man, we gotta find a cure for that.
Well, for one, getting the funding for like your one pet project as a scientist, as a researcher, is super difficult because a lot of things they're not very transmissive. Not a lot of people know about them, or they're very specialized, like pancreatic cancer, or endocrinitis or colitis. These very, very small, specific things that affect thousands of people. This is global. This has affected millions of people, and it's hit hard and fast. A lot of money went directly to just looking at this one thing. And if I know anything, when you have a whole host of people looking at one problem and trying to come up with answers versus just a small team who just doesn't have the money, doesn't have the funding, doesn't have the support, you can get a hell of a lot more done. So I just think it's the scope.
If that's the case, then can't they do the same thing for world hunger and everything?
Oh, absolutely.
Because like,
But that's not profitable.
If yeah, no, okay.
I answered your
We
question
could have
real
solved
quick.
world hunger back in
'Cause
1980.
this happened
Are you
so
kidding me?
fast. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, wow, the world moved this fast, and we found something.
No.
Now,
See, this can kill politicians and kings and queens and important people. All right. When something affects an important person, there's going to be a solution. That's what it comes down to. I mean, it hurts to say it, but it's true. I mean, you know, Nancy Reagan only started caring about gay people when her nephew came out of the closet. So that's what it takes sometimes.
Hmm.
That is a strong statement.
It's a true statement. But yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Give me that vaccine. Right in my lungs.
Right in your lungs. Just stab
That's
it right
right.
into your lungs.
God, give it to me.
I don't know. For me, I want to wait a little bit more. I probably wouldn't want to get it in like the first round personally, or like the first wave. I'll probably wait a little bit longer, maybe like a year down. It's like I'm not in no rush. It's not like I'm in a rush to be out there, and surrounded by people in the streets again. I never liked the experience. It's not that fun for me. Living in city, being like shoulder to shoulder. I'm not in a rush to be back there. So for me personally, I probably will take it. I'm leaning towards taking it. It's just not like I'm not gonna be like front in line. I'm not gonna be so far in the front. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, maybe a year or so. Wait for more data to come out. Make sure the chances are pretty low. Or at least the chance, like the side effects are reasonable for me, because stuff like how the the flu shot has like a 1 in a million shot a chance to be lethal, but that's a low chance that I'm fine with taking. But this, I need like more numbers. I need to know the side effects, the long term effects. I think that's it.
Huh.
Got
I
it.
mean, for me, I probably wouldn't take it unless it becomes mandatory. I feel like I'm like Corey, healthy, and being surrounded by people, I won't get hit as hard as the people who are having health problems or issues. So it's like pretty sure I could just build immunity, um, and I take pretty good care of myself. So until it becomes mandatory, I probably won't take it. And even if it becomes mandatory, it depends on the circumstances of how I'm going to be taking it. So I'll probably wait until they force me to.
What do you mean by built immunity? There's no one's immune to it.
I mean, there's people who are, what do they call it?
Asymmetric or
Asymptomatic.
asymptomatic. Sorry.
Oh, my left side's taller than my right.
No, yeah.
My bad. I struggle
Yeah.
with this.
There's asymmetric.
What?
Asymptomatic. Asymptomatic people. I mean, what if I'm one of those, and then I just don't ever get affected?
No,
I mean,
like you still
it's
like
you.
the effect
It still affects
goes.
your body, but yeah.
Yeah, you still like your body still, go through the effects.
But
You
then,
just don't show the like symptoms. You're not gonna
Maybe.
be like
Maybe the science is still out on that one. Actually,
yeah.
even though they haven't identified the white blood cells that fight the virus, that does not mean there isn't some sort of mechanism in our bodies that can fight it off or provide some sort of resistance. So, just gonna say that.
I mean, Corey's still alive, so that's all that matters.
I am.
Yeah,
I've
but
been
we don't
out
know
here
if he got
working
the virus
ever
or not.
since.
Like, you guys haven't got tested, so we won't know.
I have gotten tested.
Oh,
Yeah.
so how'd I go? You guys come back
Negative?
negative?
Negative, yeah. Yeah, I got mine back in October, like 20th, right before I took my professional examination. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's fake. I got people that got hit like close to home, like almost. Well, they're blood. They're like my brother's sister, but not like blood and sister. Does that make sense? They
So
they
they're your
caught the
fake
COVID.
brothers?
No, they're family, but like distant family. Asian thing. You should understand, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, they've been hit by it, and I'm just like, wow, that's like right next door. Not literally, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Too close to home.
yeah. Like my barber got hit by it. Now I can't get a haircut. My hair's
For
long
2
now.
weeks.
Yeah.
Oh no. 2 weeks.
Or longer. I mean,
No,
it's-
right? Because you can
No.
still be there, like active, or you can still spread. Like, for example, I'm not gonna give who, but like I had a close person who was diagnosed with it, and the symptoms went away already, and she's okay now. But the doctor said when you get tested, you'll still be tested positive, but um, you won't what's it called, spread. It won't spread. But then she had to go babysit some kids, and everyone in that family got affected. So it's like, did the doctor lie? Like, what happened? You know? I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's rough. I mean, in just in his defense, I mean, it's all a lot of guesswork. Even these
Yeah.
experts, that we just don't know it all yet. But some of them are just doing the best they can.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's all I got. I don't know I don't know anybody personally.
Oh wow.
I knew a couple
My
people that
office has been hit, but not.
Yeah.
In the next news.
Beautiful.
Beautiful transition. In the next news, this is not that, I guess, like that major, but this is the whole. There was this is article about Dunkin' Donuts teen stab a worker because of a flavor.
It just says because flavor.
Because flavor.
Because
Gotta
of
spice
flavor.
up my life with a little
Oh.
stabbing.
So apparently this happened in Georgia, right? Where a
Of course.
teen stabbed a 17-year-old employee. It happened in Union City in Florida. Not Florida, Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah, we're not taking the credit for this one.
That's like the opposite of where I am.
He stabbed them because he was not able to get what he wanted. What? The customer left and then came back a short time later and began arguing with the worker. They both engaged in physical dispute between each other. One of them pulled out a knife, and stabbed him. It seems.
Her stabbed her.
Oh, sorry, her.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it was only in the upper arm, so they're gonna be okay.
What the?
There's a video. It's only 10 seconds long.
This is wild.
Watch the video. We'll have a link in the bottom. If you're watching us on YouTube, there'll be a link in the bottom. Man, like it looks like she all that swinging around and she only got stabbed on the arm. That is crazy, yo. It's like she's an Ultra Instinct or something. Have you seen the video? I'm not
watching
kidding,
it
man.
now.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. There
Like,
you go. Overhand
all of-
grip and everything, man.
bro, all of that and just one stab on the arm. That's crazy.
I like how you glossed over the whole the police came in, they're like, hey, you want to go to the hospital?
Yeah.
The chick who
no.
got stabbed is apparently like, nah, I'm good. Whatever.
I was watching
So
the
that's-
video. I kinda didn't read that part simply because
Like,
the video was
alright.
way more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, nope. Teen declined being taken to the hospital, is expected to be okay, and the suspect got away but left one tennis shoe at the scene.
Yeah, I see the shoe. He indeed left his shoe.
DNA.
Wow. DNA. I mean, I don't even know if they're
straight up left
Like-
his shoe.
J-
Like, how does his shoe just comes off like that? He started stabbing or swinging, and the shoe just came right off. He's the attacker, and his shoe came off. How?
When
Oh,
you
yeah.
run fast, you leave your shoes
What
behind.
is
you.
That's right, ran straight out of it. Just
Yeah.
What?
gone. Freaking came for the coffee, left
Okay, like
left one shoe down.
my question is how how did it get to this point? Like, what? In what scenario do you get to a point where you're like, I'm so mad, I'm willing to kill this person with this knife in my
stab.
pocket
It's
Privileged
just-
Jin under
in this
us.
scenario? And if it's really because of a flavor, like, there has to be more to it. It's like,
I don't know. I feel like it might just be the whole
yeah,
situation of the world, and then he's just not
you're
happy
looking at
because he's
attempted
not getting
murder
his flavor.
charges for a fucking donut.
No,
Or
no,
a
no.
drink,
It's
I
for
don't know.
coffee. Flavored coffee. All right. Look, man. Sometimes I'm tired. I'm
Brandon, thoughts?
angry. I'm hungry.
You
All
know,
I
is
want is
your
my mocha latte
state.
from Dunkin' Donuts. Go through the drive-through, and they couldn't even give me that. Sometimes you just need to pull up forward, park the car, get out, pull out a switchblade, and stab a motherfucker.
Teach him a good lesson.
That's right. That's not right. That's horrible. This is This is what
Better
we've come
get it.
to.
Better get it right next time.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this is wild. I don't even. Just a little humility, a little bit more patience on everybody's part would probably help out here. But props to the cashier. Props to just taking a shot to the arm and not even just brushing it off.
It's a
Like-
smart choice. She's avoiding bills.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Or
that's like
maybe
big
she just
bills.
doesn't care anymore either. I think we're all done. Just like, that's,
2020.
man.
She better
Hey.
get raised for this. She
Maybe.
has
Oh
a
wait,
promotion
she would,
away from
workers' comp, right? Because injured on the job.
I don't know, Dunkin'
Yeah,
Donuts. I don't know
I
how
think
it works
so.
for Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh,
My guess
True.
is they'll probably just fire her and say that, you shouldn't have fought back.
oh yeah,
It's like the
Could-
Walmart
yeah,
approach.
Yeah, that's probably
yeah,
what's
it's
gonna happen.
probably yeah.
Jeez, you guys agree? Like, you know
I mean,
it's
it's
gonna
true.
happen.
It is though.
What do you want from me? You want me to lie to you? Oh yeah, they're gonna be like,
No.
good job, not getting killed on
No.
the job for your $5.75 an hour.
It's so sad that it comes to this point. It's like you try to defend yourself, and instead you lose your job. For
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's Dunkin' Donuts. It's not that big of a loss.
I don't know. I don't know how Dunkin' Donuts in Georgia works. I mean, if it was like in New York, then it's probably not that big of a loss. But
I don't know how it's like in New York, so it's probably not big of a loss.
Probably just get
That's what I
stabbed all the
mean.
time in New York. Nobody cares.
you probably
Work through
don't.
your shift.
I mean, there'd probably be a lot more cops around. Dunkin' Donuts and all.
In New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then Dunkin' Donuts? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I see
Oh.
a lot of cops in Dunkin'
Oh,
Donuts. a lot.
because they like donuts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
it's
reason
a
stereotypically.
little jab at 'em.
It's,
Oh yeah, that's right.
stereotypically it really is like that. At least
Yeah.
the ones I've seen. But yeah, in Georgia, this is. I have the video on loop. It's like so weird. I'm like watching the guy
Really
drop his
is.
shoe each time. It's just I don't know how that works. Like, do you just not tie your shoe?
It's the style, right? Like people stop tying their shoes. That's
Yeah, they
what all the
stick it
kids
in-
are doing, right? They
stick
just
it
It's like
inside.
it's like
Yeah. saw something about that earlier. About a different way to tie it where you just kind of slip it in. And I don't know.
Is it
know.
really?
I do that too. Don't make fun of it.
Oh,
No,
well, there you
I-
go.
I've been doing
I
it
know
before it got cool.
Right.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Just not
I don't
tie your
know.
shoe?
What every time I'm thinking about committing a crime, I lace up. That's just me. I want to make sure I'm good. I'm not going to lose anything or leave anything behind.
Your shoe? You worry about your shoe?
Exactly. Are you kidding? Hell yeah, man. If I gotta go, I'm wearing a belt. I got my laces up. All right. I'm wearing jeans or something that's gonna, have full coverage. So I don't, cut my leg running through the brush. Some freaking razor wire. Kidding me.
That's way
Polish
too
your
much
knife.
work.
You gotta think of. You gotta plan about these things, man. You can't be,
No,
taking risks.
I agree. If I was planning to do similar things, I'll make sure first off my belt, my shoelaces probably, and I think I could probably go deal with losing a shoe. Definitely not the belt though. I need to make sure the belt is
Lost the
untied.
shoe.
I can't be having my pants turning into a bolo around my ankles.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to get arrested with their pants across their ankles. Nobody.
You know,
It's just
getting
the worst.
boloed. Bolo myself. Make it easier for cops.
Yeah. Good
yeah,
job,
that's good.
Union City.
What mean you? Good job.
Good job, Union City. You truly are representing all of us today.
It's interesting. Anyway,
Yeah. Moving on.
moving on.
Into the next.
So, in this article, it talks about Santa's letters to what? Let's see. Talks about letters to Santa revealing the toll the pandemic is taking on kids. This is a piece by CNN. Again, all of these links I will be posting into the comments below, so you guys can see yourself. But in it, it's a pretty long article. It reads a bunch of letters written by, I guess, like a lot of kids, and these are all addressed to Santa, and it shows, I guess, the mentality of the kids, and it's just the state of mind that it puts them, and it's actually pretty sad reading some of these. Let's see, like this one, like the first one, it shows it's from a kid named Jonah. He writes, "Dear Santa, I don't want anything for Christmas, but I would like to ask if you could do me a favor. Can you please find a cure for COVID-19 and give it to us to save the world? Thank you, love, Jonah." And it's what's the next one? This one's a snippet. This year has been another kid wrote. I can't see the name. It's a 9-year-old kid. Oh, Alani. This year has been rough this year. This year has been rough this year because of Corona. But excuse me. But I was hoping I could get some Lego sets because my mom says she can't get anything for me for Christmas because she was not getting paid as much as she can afford anything. Oh, so as much so she can't afford anything. And these, I don't know if you guys want me to continue. There's a couple.
The nerve of this kid. She
one more.
spelled afford wrong. No, I'm just kidding.
Can't even afford the second F.
No.
You guys are ruthless. Last one. I don't know who wrote this, but it's like a snippet says, "P.S. I'm sorry if I've been bad. It's really hard because of COVID-19 and online school in general. I'm trying to be good. Hope you understand." And
I think the thing that hits me the hardest with this is that I can see it happen in person because with my sister-in-laws, they're young and they're still in school and they hate it. Like, school's not the same no more. It's like they're all by themselves, and almost even my brothers, they're struggling in school because the teacher's not there to teach like how they usually would, and the support is not there no more. So it's like the gap between school and them is just, what's the point? And then like Christmas, like all I ever hear from my brother and my sister-in-laws is that, when is COVID gonna be over? Like, I want COVID to be done. Like, even for Christmas, it's like they just want to go out, and this kind of hits me too. Now that I'm going over it, because I can't do nothing for them, like, because COVID's here. It sucks. Sorry, I don't know if you guys have kids.
no,
I
no,
do
I
not.
don't.
No.
But I don't believe you have a kid either. So
I don't, but I love them and I take care of them.
I have family members who are kids. Yes.
That you hang out with daily?
No.
Oh.
At least
I live
not for
on
a
an
year.
island.
You know,
What?
I don't know
I
if
live
you
on
know
an
this.
island. I haven't seen a child in years.
I don't know if you know this, but in the last 9 months, there's a pandemic, so social distancing is a thing. So seeing kids is probably, kids in my family is probably not that smart.
I mean, it's not like they're going to school. They're just staying home dying. Rotting away.
That's a nice way of putting it.
No, it's for real. Like, they need to be going out.
Oh, like mentally dying.
Yeah, that's what.
I thought you meant actually dying.
Well,
I mean,
Wow,
technically
most
they're
are.
dying.
every day.
Yeah.
One every day is another day closer. No, let's not go there.
Jeez, this is dark.
Nah, I think it's really affecting it. This is since it. Never mind. I don't want to go there.
Yeah, these are pretty heart wrenching right here.
Yeah.
Just reading these letters from these kids, and and it shows that they're aware. They're very much so feeling the effects of this in every single way as most of us. Definitely not just the workforce. It's teachers and students, and yeah, they're feeling it. They're definitely feeling probably not seen, not interacted with as much as they would normally. They don't have that one-on-one attention or that interaction with their friends that they've got grown accustomed to, or which rightfully so they've grown accustomed to growing up. And it's it's a very sad thing, and these letters are adorable. And
I don't know if it's adorable. Like,
it is it's adorable. It's like, oh, could you just end COVID for me, please, and also get me an Xbox? Which honestly,
Yeah.
if you've seen the market, it's easier to end COVID than it is to get an Xbox these days. But it's
funny.
Facts.
you know,
I don't like. I feel for the kids, especially on the financial side. It's just you see all them writing about like how their parents are losing their jobs or they're getting like less money coming in. So like their lifestyle this year completely changed. Along with how how life goes for on social aspect, it's now at home they feeling it financially, and it's heart wrenching to read about it and see how it affects like the kids. It's I really don't know what to say for it. It's just I'm kind of at loss of words for it, and
Hmm.
I don't know.
yeah, it's sad. However,
They're all looking for next year. Like everyone's saying, "Oh man, next year we can go out again." But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, but it doesn't give them back their jobs, their careers, like the
Oh, I
parents.
was talking about the kids. My bad.
Yeah, no, I mean even with the kids, like we don't know how it's gonna affect their growth because this whole year off is just it's different. It's like some level of homeschooling, right?
It's worse than. I don't know, man. I feel like parents neglect their kids in school now because like the parents have to be involved if they want their kids to be good at this point. That's my opinion because everyone that I've known that's like young, they're struggling really hard.
How like struggling to understand the content, like the schoolwork, or just struggling to like.
Schoolwork. But it's not as good as having like your teacher there and explaining it because you can't physically show. And then some kids have trouble with technology too, and they're very shy to talk, so you never say anything, and then they fall behind, and you will never know because you can't see them in person how they behave, what their body language is telling.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really felt like me growing up. I was never in very well-funded schools, public
Nice.
schooling the full way, and I kind of feel like I never really got that attention that I kind of could have benefited from in the first place that you're talking about.
Oh,
So it seems a bit different to me to make this claim that they're not getting the same amount or as quality attention sometimes within these larger classrooms, because now they have a vector to communicate with their teachers pretty much throughout the entire day, throughout the entire week.
they
Um,
do. I'm not gonna lie about that. The connection that they have is there, but
Mhm.
for the fact that uh the teachers can't go up to the student and be like, "Hey, what's going on here?" It's like that's really hard. My teachers did that. They would get on my butt when I'm not doing my homework, and they look scary, intimidating in person. But when you're on the computer, you know what you can do? Shut off your camera. No, I'm
That's true.
serious. That's how it is, and it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
there's nothing there. There's no connection between the teacher and the student no more. It's just you're there to sit down, listen, and you might not even listen. You might be doing something else. And then the crazy part is the teachers would be like, "Hey, why do you have earphones on? You need to stop listening to music. Take it off right now." And I'm just like, "Yo, this is stupid." Like they're home, and then like, "Why is your camera off? Turn it on. Why are you reaching down there?" "Oh, because I need
Watch
to
it down
charge my
where?
laptop."
What? Oh,
So
This is
anything.
stuff that happened while I was watching my sisters in school. I'm not kidding. Like it's stupid.
Yeah, I agree. But that is not. I can say from experience that is not a thing that is purely from the school side. From work, well, for some reason, a lot of bosses can't understand, and we've been having this trouble for years. We still haven't gone past the point of meetings that could be in emails or a simple message
Oh,
or a memo or meetings where everybody needs to see everybody else's face or they need them to be 100% attentive when they're possibly out of section of a meeting where it doesn't even affect that person. Because on my day to day, I have a meeting. I have a meeting online,
nice.
even though I have to work and go to an office. I don't get to work from home. I have to
Nice.
physically be in the office with my boss, who insists to have a meeting every day.
In person?
And yes, but the meeting has to be online because he has people working from home. So my face has to be there.
I
My
thought it
voice
was
has to be on, and I can't be looking around or doing any other tasks while we're having this meeting. And 90% of it, I don't need to be there. I don't. It could have been an email, could have been a message. It's the same with school. Even physically in school, 99% of the time, I didn't get to say anything or put any input into it. It was me listening, me looking at a PowerPoint, me looking at a presentation or an overhead,
Did you
or
ever
writing
raise your
something.
hand?
There's no time for that in a lot of schools, in a lot of places where you have 30 students per one teacher, one overworked, underpaid teacher. It's like, yeah, I could raise my hand, but that's going to slow the whole lesson down,
So
and
that's
then the
what
whole
I
class.
did.
Well, some of us try not to, grease the gears too badly. But even if I would raise my hand, after the first time you raise your hand, you're saying, no, we hold your questions till the end of the class. Then the bell rings. It's one of those things.
And then I would go up to the teacher and ask him or her personally.
Well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that you had more than 5 minutes to get to your next class that was halfway across campus.
Yeah, no, the teacher would write you a note. You know that, right?
Yeah, that
You
didn't
talking about
fly
high
in
school?
my
We talking about
I'm talking about elementary school all the way to high school. I've never had the opportunities to do things like that. That would end badly.
yes,
I,
sir.
I got I got a lot of ISS and suspensions for even trying to pretend to do things like that.
I mean, you're
But
pretending though. It has to be genuine.
No, I don't. I think we came from two different
touche.
worlds. No, I think we came from two different worlds because I was in a similar situation. I grew up in public school all the way.
I mean, I'm in public school too. I mean, but then I'm from like the more countryside, so I don't know. Maybe that's why.
like were you
Probably.
having 30 student in a classroom type thing?
Yeah, there's a lot of students in there.
I don't know. At least for me, like school system was pretty packed, and like there was no time to really put a lot of focus on kids unless it's like after school and like one-on-ones.
And that's
Huh.
and honestly, that's one of the craziest things that I feel like I haven't heard enough is that all this time of mom and dad being home and the children being home, I haven't heard a single person say, I am enjoying the extra time I have to spend with my family.
Actually, most
Is
of
anybody
those-
else hearing that?
I heard that in the beginning.
I hear it.
In the
Yeah.
beginning, in the
Okay.
beginning, only in the beginning. Nowadays, it's more like
It's natural. It's a normal thing.
I'm tired of it. I think now it's more like I need things to go back to normal. In the beginning, it was like I love spending time with the family, and now it's not. And I think an example for that an example that may connect to it is like look at Alex Trebek, right? When he was diagnosed with cancer and it was terminal, and during his time, because of Corona, he was able to spend more time with his family, and when he passed with his family around him. Something that he doubt would have been possible if it wasn't for all this like just all this limitation and forcing people to stay home. He probably wouldn't have been able to spend more time with his immediate family. And I think something like that, it relates to your question. I guess your statement.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's I just I don't know. I thought I'd hear and just see a lot more people just being ecstatic about. I know a lot of bad things are happening, but it seems like a really bright point in our lives where a good amount of us get to know the people that we we should know, and we get to spend more time with them. Yes, it's a horrible situation. People are being laid off, and people are getting sick and dying. But that immediate family that 9 hours of your day you don't get to see and get to talk to and get to understand and just converse with. That's invaluable to me. That's something that a lot of us just never get or never have, and I just think it's a shame that people are losing sight of that now, as we're continuing into this. Um, I don't know. I don't know. That's just me.
Uh, I feel like people who value it will continue to do it. It's like people the thought is what makes people want to do it, but then they're not really wanting to do it. It's just a thought that makes it feel like it's good to do, but then really in reality they're not going to do it. But overall, if I could have enjoyed the time off of because of COVID, I would be very happy personally because that would give me like a lot of free time to jumpstart whatever I need to do because I need a lot of time. But unfortunately, I have to go to work every day, just like you, Corey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't even get to start my sourdough starter, man.
Don't worry, Corey. We're heroes. Don't forget about it.
You're right.
That was like
Right.
6 months ago. Okay, that was 6 months ago. Okay, that title's gone.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
that's how I was gone. Dang, I'm not a hero no more.
Don't pay me more, but call me a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. don't fully fund my division, but man, you give me a free coffee on every Monday. Woo.
Oh man.
Wait, you
I
don't.
just
You,
have to
you
stab
don't
a
You
guy.
get
have
free
that?
coffee?
Every Monday? I thought it was every
No,
day.
no. There's free coffee every Monday for frontline workers at the Starbucks and the Dunkin' Donuts here in Tampa and Clearwater.
Do you get free
How do you
donuts
prove that
too, or
you're?
do you
you're
I
a
don't
frontline?
get it.
Oh,
Huh?
How do
I think you
prove
just
it?
show up in your scrubs and like your ID card, and you're good. Just give you a free coffee. I don't know. I'm not a frontline worker. I'm out there, but I'm not a frontline worker.
Mm,
Fix your roads.
that's
But yeah,
Next news.
what do we got?
Why do you have to make that?
He wasn't ready for it. He was. Oh my god.
You hear the alien?
Santa kids.
I
Or
hate you.
are they just Pokemon cards? Because these past couple months, like I don't know if you noticed, but there's been a boom in Pokemon cards. I think it started with the purchase of a Charizard. I think you know more about that. Want to inform me? Wei?
What?
Hold on.
Pokemon? What? Are you
Pokemon
kidding
cards.
me? Are we going back to collecting cards? I know there's a big kerfuffle with Hearthstone messing up their nonsense.
Wait,
I
are you
didn't know
not?
that.
Are you not like following the whole Pokemon card trend right now?
No,
What?
The
I'm
fuck?
not
It's so
following any of
huge.
that.
It's
I'm
so huge.
It's huge
What?
now. Like it's
Oh my God.
really huge. So
Again? Again?
it's more of the
Yeah.
old collecting.
Like the
So
fourth time.
so like since this year, like Pokemon card collecting has been like exploding, like huge. Like nostalgic cards, all the old vintage cards, they bring back all the nostalgic feels, but they had a market. Like it was an investment. It's worth a lot. Like all these old Pokemon cards are worth thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars, if they're graded high. But more recently, Logan Paul bought a Pokemon card, or Charizard, and well, not Charizard. He bought Charizard, and he also bought like a basic booster box, the very first one, and he paid I think two hundred
It was
thousand or something. He auctioned for it, and he made a video about it. And because of
Oh my
that, like
god.
he's a big influencer. He's a big influencer. So
Yeah.
because of that, he put it into the limelight of this whole like market, and now like everyone else is coming out into it, and it's been growing. It's been like
Mhm.
exploding. Like the value of cards like shot up.
like you go to a store and there's no Pokemon cards.
Yeah, like right now,
Legit.
in across the U.S., it's like people have been hoarding it because it's like this whole craze now. It's like so they created a craze where it's like opening packs, right? It's just the joy of opening packs and trying to get a I guess
Charizard.
like not only a Charizard but like certain cards and to be able to grade them. So it's like collecting I guess like sports cards, but you graded them highly because they're sought after memorabilia for
What is
collectors at
that?
least.
Did you
Right,
say?
right. Yeah, I understand
Yeah,
the
and
mechanics.
so it creates this whole genre where people are just buying them in bulks and like they're on this hunt for like the best card in the set. Seeing how the card is and what they would assume the grade would be on it, and then like determining the value of it and then being able to resell it. So like for example, like what's it? It's like this fat Pikachu, right? It's like this one card in the newest set, and that set is like very hard to get right now because it's like a low print run. But that card itself, like if it's like one of the highest grades, if it got like on scale from like 110, it was graded 10, the card would be worth like I think $300 or something, right? And like it's a hunt for that, and they're buying by the bulks. And then online, especially on like Twitch, people are doing buy-ins now where they're like buying specific packs from people and they open them on stream and then they get sent the content of the packs. That way they don't actually have to buy the physical pack and then open it to go out and search for the pack. They get to buy a pack
Booster.
opening, yeah, from someone
Yeah.
else. And they've been doing that for like old vintage boxes, like the old base sets, jungle, fossil, etc. They've been doing that to get all these. It's like a hunt. Like a lot of YouTubers have been doing it. It's been exploding. It's been a lot of like new content creators have been getting. They've been coming up into spotlight because of it, and I think it's crazy. As someone who used to collect Pokemon cards and someone who buys them every now and then, I like that it's putting in the forefront, but I just hate how like it makes it harder for me to like if I ever want to buy a random Pokemon card, it's hard to find the ones I would want because they're being hoarded. And if I wanted to buy random cards again, I'm gonna have to shell out way more money than I used to pay if I wanted to. I can't believe you did not know this. It's been all over YouTube. I think Reddit.
I mean, that's why I track mass. I'm only in tune with the
Politics.
actual news. That's yeah, pretty much Gen X, Boomer, all those older people news sources. I'm not the Reddit streamer type.
For what? What? Mostly most of the boomers that have been doing this.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's incredible. It's always very surprising to me. The the large shifts in the popularity of certain subsections of just interests that people have and hobbies that can be instantly changed by influencers out there. That's incredible that from a single influencer just randomly deciding to, hey, check out these Pokemon cards, that the entire industry is upended within a few months and creates a new craze, a new obsession to get into. But that's pretty cool. That's very cool, actually. Just seeing the quick reaction and the feel good that can come from that.
Well,
I
I
mean,
don't think it's like it's a new craze. It was a craze that was like it's it's a community that was very created beforehand. I knew it existed. I saw a little bit about it. I think, but I think it was a little bit taboo, or it's kind of weird because like it's like some people were just afraid to talk about it, right? Because I've seen a couple videos where there's like established YouTubers, and they actually had these cards. They just never mentioned it because I don't know, like I guess they just didn't think it was a good enough content. But now that
Right.
it's like it's being put in the forefront, they're able to make content about it, right? And that's interesting. Uh, like what is it? Like for example, like Moist Critical or Penguin Zero on YouTube. Like he's known for like all these commentary type YouTube videos, but he's a big YouTube. He's like a big Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh collector that he just never talked about, and now that it's like a big thing, he's like embracing it, and he made so much videos about it. Like he has videos more recently. He has videos of hours of him opening boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards just to search for cards, and it's content that he loves, and it's just I can't believe you really didn't know about this. It's like
Why would I know about this?
I don't because like I see it everywhere. Like I can't look that far, especially like on YouTube. It was like everywhere. It was like a front page. It was like in trending. It
The
was
power of our media bubbles at work right there. Nowhere within my my influence. Oh boy. Like I can tell you about the latest bridge that collapsed, in the US, but
Was
I
it a
couldn't tell
two?
you about the
My butt cheek.
latest
What?
latest card trend. Video games hyped right now. So, huh.
It's interesting.
I don't have any of my Pokemon cards anymore, so that's.
You gave it away?
I haven't had a Pokemon card in years. It's been like 20 years. Not 20, more like 15.
So you lost them.
Sure. No, I gave like shoe boxes to some of the younger kids in my community before I
Oh.
moved back up to New York, I believe it was. Um,
Oh man, those
but
kids.
but yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm not a fan of intrinsic value. I mean, actual production cost of collector's cards is very, very low. Very low. We're talking like cents to produce these things per unit, and yet, I mean, if you hit the right, the right picture, the right crowd, man, you can get a good 2,000% increase in profits per unit. It's a good thing. It's good, and people love them. And it brings joy to people, so I'm all for it. I just not me personally. I don't need that in my life.
It's like gambling. Why wouldn't you want it?
It's literally part of gambling. It's got that same dopamine hit, and
And why wouldn't you want that?
I'm not saying I want it. I'm saying go for it. People do it, and you love this. This craze is kicking off. People are making money off of it. Power to you. I'm good.
Yeah, people.
Power to you.
I'm just gonna go to the bathroom here and do another line. Go back.
Instead of buying packs, come on.
Yes,
This may have a better.
about the same.
How
I'm
would you
told.
know?
I'm told these old pack openings, even the digital ones with like Call of Duty and all that, they have some pretty big highs in Hearthstone. You
I don't know
just
about Hearthstone. I thought Hearthstone died out.
no, it's got its ups and downs.
It's
From
a
what I hear,
completely RNG based system, and like
pretty much.
most of the pros like stop playing as hard. I mean, playing
Well,
as
not
much.
even that. Just the whole gotcha systems. Like you got to think, collector cards are the original gotcha, the original roll for super rares and ultra rares and things like that. And while it's great that the more I don't know, the Japanese economy has gone full bore on that within the digital age, having that little physical indicator of actually accomplishing something with that gambling system is a nice bonus. I do prefer that, the fact that I have something to actually show off instead of a piece of data on my phone or within my video game dashboard. So I'll give you that much. I'll give you that much. But wow, Pokemon cards. Did not see that coming.
I mean, I think it's most vintage cards because I know basketball cards are going up there recently, but it's
Oh
not
yeah,
at the same level as like Pokemon cards. Yu-Gi-Oh
No,
cards are coming back.
baseball stays consistent.
I think any kind of memorabilia cards because I know the market's been going up. Like a
Oh,
lot
man,
of
I
people.
better watch out. Might have to start collecting coins and stamps.
You mean Pogs?
Yeah, Pogs, Pogs, and Garbage Pail Kids and Cabbage Patch dolls.
The garbage
Whatever
Pail
other
Kids cards.
Furbies. Oh God, let's have another resurgence of Furbies.
But nah, not the. I know Tamagotchi came back a couple.
Bean Babies, Beanie Babies.
Bean Baby is a weird concept. I looked into Bean Babies. That
Yeah.
one's a crazy one. Did you know Hot Wheels has a collector scene?
I do. I'm very well of that one actually.
Wait, how did
I was a little bit in there.
I didn't
Oh,
know
wow.
it existed until like
I'm a civil engineer. What do you want from me?
How's that do with Hot Wheels?
Wheels are freaking dope, especially those older ones. Oh man, those Ventus ones. Whew.
Yeah, apparently they go into thousands, like into
Oh,
five,
yeah.
6 figures.
It's hard because people open those things and they rust, but man, you get a vintage in original plastic. Whew.
I
Oh.
did not
All
know
right,
this
Corey,
was
how
a
many
thing.
do you have?
I'm not gonna divulge that information.
Wait, you actually have?
I think I have a few lying around actually, but
That's
nothing
what it sounded
crazy.
like.
Nothing crazy. Okay, because
Oh.
I don't.
Just this entire back room.
Wow.
I want to
No.
say I never really collected them as much. I had a couple like open ones, but I liked them. It's just I was too young to ever keep them around.
That's usually what it was.
yeah.
Or
But some of them are really old, like some of like 1960s type shit.
yeah,
Those are like in the thousands.
yeah. Started producing those toys during the Reconstruction era. I think right after we approved the Interstate Compact. FDR's, not
Ye-
FDR.
Yeah, like
Other
I
guy.
found that subreddit. I was like, what the fuck? I Googled
Dude, there's a
around.
Reddit for every. There's a collector for everything.
Yeah,
thought
but
you
that
said you
thing
don't
was a
read Reddit.
pretty good.
I don't, not anymore. No.
Oh.
It's
Dang.
pretty insane. Like the value and everything. It's crazy. And I have no idea what to say about it. It's crazy.
This just, I don't know. You've taken a gamble. You're taking a gamble if you're trying to make money off of it, though. So I just say enjoy it. If you get into something like that, collecting, just do it for the enjoyment. Try not to follow the trends, the rise
The
and falls.
hype
Yeah.
train.
Yeah.
Speaking of hype, there's
I-
been a big inflation on the PS5 and the Xbox launch.
Oh.
That translation is smooth as fuck.
Bots on bots on bots on bots.
For real, Discord. We need to start one. We just buy the PS5 and double the price and 2 times profit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah,
how
good
it's
luck
like
about
Oh
now.
my god. Did you guys hear about the car thieves, not the car thieves, but the manufacturing thieves in the UK? These guys are literally robbing
Yeah.
delivery trucks as they're on the interstate. They're
For
pulling the Fast and
PS5s?
the Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
I read
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
no.
they
It is the
do a
greatest
highway
thing.
robbery. Like
Oh,
actually moving.
Highway robbery, man. They're going
That's
Billy the Kid on this motherfucker. They are driving. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Still not caught.
No, but they even explain the
What?
process. Like it's like
Wow.
they clamp to the back, they cut it open, and then like they start tossing it.
Yep.
It's like
Yo,
the shit
that's
they see
like
in
Fast and
movies.
Furious
And they do it in
stuff.
crews.
Yeah,
They got like crews of
Oh
3 to
my
4.
God.
They make sure to block
Yeah.
the delivery vehicle. They slow it down, and then they just pop the locks in the back, grab the stuff, throw it in the car. Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Wow.
Don't even have to park the car. It's fantastic. I love it.
I want to
He
see
loved
his action, yo.
you can. You can.
I can't.
Fast and the Furious.
Nah, that's a movie. That's fake.
That's literally what they're doing.
Yeah, that's actually
The
what they're
first
doing.
one.
Like they have a terminology for it. I forgot what it's called, but it's like it's a method that like organized
Beautiful.
thieves do
Yeah,
that's
to
amazing.
do robberies off a truck while still moving. They don't stick up the guy; they just rob it while it's still in motion. And that's crazy that like it's gotten to a point because now I think it's crazy that they find what truck it is. They're able to keep track of where the shipment is, and able to organize it so well that they're able to fucking do it with such accuracy. But I think
Huh.
it's also
Rollover raid. It's called a rollover raid,
yeah, I was there. All right.
and it's great. So great.
It's crazy. Like I'm not saying I'm surprised because like in terms of like the I guess the demand for these type of things.
I don't.
How crazy demand is because like I think PS3 had that kind of thing for a while. Some of the other old systems had that kind of demand for a while, like the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 had that type of demand. Um,
The thing
but
I don't get about the demand is that there's like no video games for the PS5. What's the point of wanting a PS5 when there's nothing out?
Tiny.
because one is next gen like software or hardware, it's next gen hardware, and
With
have you
nothing to
looked at
play
this
on
year?
it.
But have you
I hear
not
ya.
seen
It's
this year?
I
super
mean,
crazy.
you could play Bug Snack. I mean, that's a great game. You know?
Yeah.
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 Throw food at polygons.
And we got like Spider-Man and
I think the
Well,
whole point,
Cyberpunk 2077.
I think the biggest thing is because it's coming out on the holidays. It's
Yep.
coming out this month. If it was
oh,
like
okay, that
yeah.
makes sense.
if it was like back in like February, it probably wouldn't have been a big
that and it's been a horrible year.
yeah. Like,
Maybe people are
would
just
help.
bored.
It's just
So
they
bored.
need something new. Like every new thing is just it gets amplified, right? Every new game,
Yep.
it's just there's a
It's
big
I don't
craze.
know.
It's that consumer mentality, man. Just
Like we need
so many
something.
of us are just ingrained to just want the newest, shiniest thing right now. Instant gratification of just having something new, something to play with. I mean, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm not
Do you
going to
want
be
a
going out.
PS5?
Not really. But that's a personal thing. That's that's we're not going to get into that. But
Oh.
if I did really want one, I would wait. I'm in no rush, as you said. There's not really that many games. Most of the games you can already play on your PS4, on your PC, on your Xbox One, Xbox One S, PS4 Pro. So I'm in no rush. But yeah, holidays, people gotta have it. It's
Well, they
gotta.
gotta have something, like especially with the kids. The kids gonna want it, like
It's
They're not
it's
gonna want
crazy.
They're not gonna want it. They want
But
that
they don't
Lego
need it.
box.
They got PS4s. They got Xbox One S.
They got Lego boxes, man.
Hell yeah! Give me some Legos, man. Oh, nobody's bought me Legos in years. I feel.
I don't
hated.
know. Would you if you could
Unloved.
ask Santa for something? Would you ask for like a $20 Lego set or a $500 system?
Where the heck are you shopping? Legos are expensive as all get out.
Okay,
Oh,
my
they
bad.
are.
Like
They're pretty
a $100 Lego set or a $500 system?
Why can't you just say a $500 Lego set?
Okay, a
I know,
500.
right?
Okay,
Where's this false equivalency here?
Okay,
Apples to oranges?
this
Yeah,
$599 Lego humongous fucking set that you could play by yourself, or
Yep.
this PlayStation 5/Xbox Series X that you could play with your friends or
That's out of
new
stock,
friends.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
but you wouldn't know that because you're like a 10-year-old kid and you don't care about that. You just want to have the big shiny new system so you can play Fortnite on it with your friends
I don't
or
know.
Spider-Man or Bugsnax.
Lego
Definitely
sounds
Bug-
pretty cool.
I don't know, man. Have come on, Bugsnax.
You don't know me. You the first mistake you made was playing with your friends. Right? I've been a gamer for a very long time. And never in my calculation does the idea of playing with other people come into the equation. All right? No, give me that Lego set. Give it to me. Oh, yeah.
At least you can play with other people with Legos, you know.
Exactly. I can throw them at your face.
Not this year.
That's true. But no, as I said, people can wait. We can't feed into these scalpers. We can't. We got to discourage this behavior, and Sony and Microsoft need to come up with a better system. I read an article about somebody suggesting that they institute a legacy system where if you already have an account, you have a live account, you have a PS Plus account, and you've been with them for 10 years or 9 years, whatnot, you get to at least reserve one system for yourself, and then they go down that list. People you have 7 years, 6 years, and they can reserve one system. Once all those people get their one system, then they can have it open to everybody else who wants to join the party and all that.
How would they know if they've been with them for that long?
It's
When
all
you
digital.
count-
Are you kidding me?
they count
Do you know how many
crazy.
databases we have?
I've been with Nintendo since the Super Nintendo.
No,
How
no,
they
no,
gonna
no.
know?
No,
How
no,
they
no,
gonna
no,
know?
no, no.
As I
mean
said,
the online.
PS Plus. Yeah, PS Plus account. It's attached to your account. So you go to the PS Store or the Xbox Store, and that's where you can order your one system from attached to your account directly. If you want another system, go to Walmart, go to GameStop, go buy your new system, and then input all your data and all that. But yeah, everybody's got the databases. Everybody's digital information's there. It's I'm not saying it's super easy to create that system, but I could not imagine it is. It doesn't seem like something that'd be as complicated in the digital age as we are in right now.
I mean, Corey,
Yes
just
and
like you
no
said,
more.
it's all about the
No.
money.
It is.
No, it's also
Yeah,
the bandwidth. No, it's definitely the bandwidth.
Bandwidth?
Like because all of it is digital. Like all of it is like you order online, right?
Yeah.
And every single, as we've seen over the last 15 years or so, any big hype pre-order, they always tend to take down the website.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
There's no amount of traffic could prepare for it. No website could really prepare for it. It's just you
Like
can't tell.
unemployment sites.
What about their supercomputers?
There's no way. Like you're talking about 100, up to 1 million plus fucking concurrent hits. It's gonna take down sites. Like shit breaks.
Right. So here's my question: Is there any company out there who has a ridiculous amount of capacity, just sitting somewhere that they could rent out to these large companies for events like
yes
this?
and no. It's like that goes more on the IT side, but it's definitely gonna cost a lot. Like we're talking about
Electricity bill.
minimum 6-figure.
Well, of course,
For a
but that's
day.
the point. It's going to cost a lot because you need to do a lot.
Right.
I mean,
But it's not gonna make sense. Like you're gonna pay was it $500,000 just for 1 day's worth of pre-order, or do you
Yeah.
just
Right.
keep it the same bandwidth and then have everyone try to cram it into that little space? Do they really want to scale it up so that they could be able to handle everyone and take the hit on the server side with the bill, or just say suck it up and this is a small ass door. All of you guys have to fucking cram your ass into this tiny ass door.
I got you. Okay.
That's how it works. And working in
So-
IT, that's what I've noticed.
So I hear you.
But you don't care.
No, my counterpoint is pre-order.
Huh.
Once again, I go back to the legacy system. You open up the pre-order 6 months before release. Say, hey, everybody's been here 10 years. You have 1 month to put in your pre-orders. Everybody's been here 9 years, 8 years. You have 1 month, and you just do that until the
Sounds like a
actual release
tier.
date.
It sounds like tiers.
That's literally what I'm getting at. Yes,
Mhm.
tiers. It's a priority system.
You know what you should do? You should write a strongly worded email suggesting this to Sony and see if they reward you with a PS5 disc version.
I will. I'll get right on that. Let me just
Right. Just skip
email
everyone else.
CEO@sony.entertainment.com.
I can already hear you typing it.
Yep. Click, clack, clack, clack. That's me typing it.
They're gonna hire you and everything. They're gonna reward you
I
for
don't know.
such a great system. No, it really
seems
does.
obvious. It seems obvious. It seems like it's doable. It seems like it benefits them. And Brandon, I know you said something about money being the driving force for all this hype and low quantity. But I have a counterpoint for that too, and that would be software sales. We all know how the industry basically works, and most of the time the hardware isn't the big money grabber. It's the software.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, developers don't like this. Developers do not like it when people are not buying consoles, because people are the ones who buy games, not scalpers, not bots. They don't buy games. They buy hardware. So the less people you have with physical systems in their hands, that want to play games, that want to buy games, the worse it is. And this feeds back into a loop of, well, why can't we get more games on release? Well, why would I make a game for a release date on a new console if people aren't going to buy my game? I don't want to make a new game for your new system that's untested and it's buggy and it's going to have patches if I'm not going to have the sales numbers to validate me spending 7 years of development time on this untested system. So yeah, that money argument, a lot of people like to throw it around, but I really don't think people like this. Nobody is enjoying this except for the scalpers and the Fast and the Furious Toretto gang over in the UK. So
I can't believe that's a real
amazing.
Thing. Yeah, I could not believe that.
God bless. God bless. Oh, I love smart thieves.
They've been watching too much of the movies.
Ooh, or just enough. Oh,
they were watching scenes like, write this down. Write this down.
Write this down. Oh, good.
Oh shit. So I guess you guys only want the PS5, right? I guess.
Oh yeah, Xbox
no,
go push sand if I were to get one.
Why?
I got a PC.
I mean, yeah, I got a PC.
Do,
every Xbox game I could buy, I can just play on PC.
So the Xbox is not gonna interest you at all, despite.
Nah.
But even if it's smaller and looks like a fridge and.
Nah, what do I want to play Halo Infinite,
and all the other old Xbox games with full backward compatibility? Yeah, that word.
No, I don't know why. I don't know why people buy Xbox. I just buy a PC. Just.
Ooh.
I mean, Microsoft, Xbox.
Ooh,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
stepping on toes out here.
I literally have an Xbox store on my PC, on my start menu.
You're right, but
you sold the game. That was the trick. That was the. No, it's. I don't know. Yeah, I have no interest in Xbox. I haven't. They've never catered to my RPG needs, and that has carried through, legacy-wise. But now PlayStation has also lost that, as companies are starting to get smarter and porting everything to PC, so that is now my new home.
But the new Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I don't care about Final Fantasy.
Wait, what new Final Fantasy game?
It's like Final Fantasy 16 or something.
Yeah, they're working on the next Final Fantasy.
Oh, I never played but 3 anyways.
Which 3?
Blasphemy. Yeah, which 3?
You mean
when
6?
I said 3.
You mean 6, everybody.
I meant Final Fantasy 3.
Like,
I think you're lying. I think you played 6.
like Japanese
I've never.
6?
You gotta
No,
understand.
Japanese 3 or English 3?
English 3.
Which is Japanese 6.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
That's the one with
the one's on the Super
Terra.
Nintendo.
Terra
Super
and
The
7
snow-
or whatever.
7?
And
the freaking pile driving the freaking ghost
yeah,
train.
Yeah. The guy who could pile drive, the one who has a weird button combination move ability, where you just like
Like a great game.
forgot his name. I think it's like beginning with S or something.
I don't remember. Shadow.
Sabin, Shadow, Saba, something.
There's a lot of characters. I don't know.
There was
there
Terra,
was a lot of
and then there was a guy who you press key combination to do certain moves.
yeah.
Yeah, that's 6. Japanese 6, English 3. Because English 3
7
apparently.
remake. 7 remake looks good. I'll give you that. Looks really
But
In
good.
its
then they're
current
coming in
form?
parts.
They are, but that's fine. It's a super lot. They put a lot into the first part for 7 remake. It's chef kiss. It's really.
I thought
They
they
did-
went off story too.
They expanded.
cut-
Yes, they went
they
off
cut.
story, but look, I haven't played it. I've played I played the demo,
Nice.
and the reviews and everything else I've read after that. Even though I don't care about Final Fantasy, apparently I'm lying to myself inside. It does look like they did it justice. Square Enix really put in the work, cared. The details there. They really knocked it out of the park from what I've read, even if they went off script, as you say.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've never played the original, and I don't really know the original story, but it looks like a really good game. Remake,
Yeah.
anyways. Yeah.
Would you
they know
get it
production
though?
value. And I got other things going on.
Okay,
So
do you
no.
think the game is worth? I think it's 50, 60, $60.
60.
Do you think it's
standard.
worth $60?
Hell yeah.
Really? Incomplete game?
It-
It's like a third or fourth of the game.
Yeah, whatever. Incomplete game. Do you know how many games I've played that have part 2, part 3, sequel, prequel, freaking all
Every
this
game
You mean
Every game.
Final Fantasy?
Every
No.
game.
after 2000 and what 19.
Well, no, because those are actual full games though. Like you know.
No. If you look back and think about it, no, they're freaking not. They were still. You can say everything has a structure, right? You know, basic storytelling, you know, introductions, climax, and all that nonsense. You can do that, but the only definition of a full, complete game is the one that you assign yourself. It's for $60, the amount of time, the amount of effort, and what I'm getting out of it is worth it. That's my stance on that. From what I've reviewed and seen, as I said, I have not played it. However, I take good. I believe what people are telling me. I believe they know what they're talking about, and they make solid arguments. And I'm too busy with Trails of Cold Steel 4 coming out here shortly. So
Understood. So better. Are you gonna get the Final Fantasy VII remake that came out a year ago? I mean, earlier this year, maybe.
But I don't have a PS. I've been Nintendo loyal. That's why I haven't played any Final Fantasies. I never owned a PS.
he's looking up for Hyrule Warriors,
Hell yeah!
whatever.
That's a good
coming out.
game.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward for the Ganon Breath of the Wild too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it
That
just
one looks pretty
announced?
good.
It wasn't like. Did they have a release date?
I don't know. I just saw the cinematic trailer.
Screw that. What about Metroid Prime 4?
That's dead.
The one where they said we're working on it.
We're working on it.
No, they scrapped everything and redid it.
Yep.
That's why.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're working on it again. Okay.
Shame, Nintendo. Shame.
I mean, there's no release date on any of those.
No,
Yeah.
there never is. Because
I mean-
Nintendo doesn't do. They don't lock themselves to release dates. They lock themselves to quality.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
fine, but
respect.
at least say something more than we're working on it. Like,
Nah, I'm
say
good.
we just
They-
started.
I'm happy
They
with
can
it.
surprise me.
Yeah, I want them to take their time.
Yep.
You say
Just-
They
this
do a
and then
good
5 years
job at
later.
it.
Say it's 5 years later.
Better than Shenmue 3.
Shut up, you don't talk about
Rapid
that.
Fire.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. One day we'll get a third.
Wait, let's go back. Oh god,
That's what I got there.
It was a mess.
Video games. Oh man, we could have our own whole section on video games.
Indeed, we
Yes,
could.
yes.
Talk all day.
Indeed,
good.
we could.
But no,
But-
Xbox can go push sand.
Corey, you said you were a previous military.
What? When did I say that? Who
Oh,
told
no.
you?
I-
Who told you?
In our last episode, if you go check it out, Corey was introduced. Chrisap, he was in our previous podcast. Please check it out. But recap,
forget to
you
check
were
it out.
Huh?
Nothing. You just kept saying it over and over. Continue.
Sorry. So, you said you were a military, previous military. What did they call those?
A veteran? Is that the
Veteran.
word
Yeah,
you're looking
you were-
for?
Yeah, there we go. You're a veteran, right?
Yes. Yes. By certain definitions, I am a veteran.
So, what do you think about enhanced soldiers?
Do it. Freaking load me up. Cybernetics, freaking genetics, manipulation. Give me a
Nah.
freaking cannon for my arm. No. So I'm guessing this has to do with the French are looking into some genetic modifications for some of their soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So-
France is starting research into. It says in quotation mark enhanced soldiers.
Ah, sexy.
It seems so. In it, it seems like they're
Making their making their dicks bigger. That's all. That's the only thing I could think of when I hear enhanced soldiers. Oh man.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Oh man. The post
yeah.
mentions research on implants that can improve cerebral capacity or help soldiers tell enemy from allies. This could also allow commanders to locate them or read their vital signs from a distance. Drawing clear ethical lines. The document notes was that therefore essential. What? Oh.
What are they gonna shove RAM in my skull?
That
This
sounds like
nonsense.
some tracking stuff only.
So,
It's
well, that's
invasive
that's-
technology is what they call it.
yeah. So the tracker that's gonna freaking happen probably within the next 5 to 10 years. They've already there's already this nice little invention called a blood battery that exists where it takes the very passive blood flow in like arteries, capillaries, and whatnot, and it recharges this battery that you can use for a very low frequency RF signal. That could easily be applied to a tracker, if you will, a little tiny beacon that's implanted in a body. It's technology that's it's bleeding edge and whatnot, but it's gonna be there. It's gonna happen. The utility of having the ability to track each and every soldier on the battlefield is immeasurable. That would be incredible, and it would pretty much stop dead any opportunities to have prisoners of war, which what can I say? I don't want to ever have to worry about soldiers being taken and put under duress in situations like that. So I like it.
I feel like it's a big disadvantage if that happens because like what if someone has access to the other enemy's locations HUD, and then all of a sudden you know where all the enemies are, and then it's like what's that called in Call of Duty when you have UV or like when you can see the other enemy UAV. Yeah, I don't play shooters, okay? It's just like that where you get to cheat and shoot people behind walls and stuff. So
yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, they know where we are. All right, we create
really?
these big, giant, sprawling bases. It's pretty obvious where we are half the time.
Oh, I don't know how it's like out there, so.
Mission to mission, force on force, yeah, that would be a bigger deal. But the technologies they use in the military to prevent radio chatter or peeking in on radio chatter and all that, it's pretty advanced. We have plenty of things that block signals. We have many jammers. I mean, hell, I carried a fucking 40-pound jammer up and down the freaking hills of Afghanistan, like some jackass, just to prevent cell receptions from going out for remote bombs, if you will. But mainly, I just use it to mess with people. But yeah, there's definitely the risk of that. But I think the utility within the modern landscape, where it's not force on force, it's force on insurgencies. We have heavy armies fighting small guerrilla groups who don't have access to counter technologies for what you're describing. It's just uncomparable. We need to use higher technology, smarter, better weapons against these people who are not using the higher technologies. It's just how we function, unfortunately. And I just see advantages. Not it outweighs the disadvantages pretty heavily.
The implants, you see this advantage? Like, well, how do you feel about it in general? I guess on the ethical level, because this is like this. I know there's the whole RFID chip going into your blood. I mean, into your skin, and that's how they track you and all these stuff. And people use that as like biometrics. But this is like past that. This is way past that. That's like you're talking about like enhancement, as in like physical alteration. Well, I don't know if physical alteration, but
Augmentation.
Like no. The physical
cybernetics and all that.
Yeah, like they're enhancing you essentially, which is it's like I don't know.
Well, my stance is very, very liberal on this one, personally. I understand the arguments against it. It's unnatural, and the main argument. It doesn't matter what I say because the main argument is going to be it's unnatural to God, and that's going to be the deciding factor on that. So the U.S. Army will never go in on this for the next 50 years at a minimum, while other countries will probably go in on it. It definitely depends on which type of augmentations we're talking about. You got to understand, we've already drastically changed human physiology within the last 100 years with dietitians and just the different way that we work out, the proteins we've created, just everything. The strongest man alive is leaps and bounds stronger than the strongest man 50 years ago, just based on diet and exercise and the technology and all the science that went behind all that.
I thought that was just evolution itself.
It is. It's evolution, but it's also application. You can be the smartest man in the world, but you only have this very small amount of time to use your knowledge. But if you can use the knowledge of those who came before you and coordinate and build upon it, it's the standing on the shoulders of giants theory, where once we build upon things, it's going to be exponentially better. And right now, everybody carries a cell phone. We already have trackers on us at all times. We're expected to have them at all times. It's one step higher than that. It's just putting it in your body. So I don't see a problem with that. It's almost an inevitability at this point. It's going to happen, and every year we're losing those freedoms of autonomy away from these systems. Good luck stopping it. But on the other side of not implants but actual genetic modification, with the CRISPR research that China is very well known for, starting with fetal injections and all that. That's a scary one. That's a scary one. You're getting into very scary territory there. We don't know what type of problems that's going to arise from.
Humans with wings.
Humans with wings. I'm thinking more, Warhammer, where we have 8-foot tall giant super marines who a normal person born of normal circumstances could never hope to compete with on that level, and it's going to create a kind of class. And it's going to be a new class of person. People who are genetically modified, and people who aren't, and that is terrifying. But that's the next step. And in order to compete on the global scale, if you have one person willing to take those risks and progress forward and another person who's not, it's going to become abundantly clear who's going to win that fight. And the French, going back to the actual focus of that article, with the French being involved with this, France is known to be pretty on top of warfare on the education side, just military history and tactics. They're well known for their Legionnaire Corps, where they will take anybody in the world into their army, their specific army corps, regardless of who they are, their background, and they'll get a citizenship as long as they fight for this force. And they're known as some brutal fighters. So they're not new to the idea of pushing the limits of what is known as traditional or accepted in the modern world when it comes to to fighting well. So I'm impressed. I'm gonna see. I want to see where it goes. As always, as long as they're careful and get consent to do these things and aren't, lopping off arms of children and whatnot, child soldiers, I think we'll be all right. But yeah, I'm all for it, man. Give me that freaking implant. Hook it up.
You say this now, but wait till you have a USB-C charger coming out of your head while you're sleeping. Then tell me.
If I can charge my phone wherever I go, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, you say that. Wait till you tie to a fucking wall. Because you're not done charging that fucking implant.
There's just so many advantages, man. There's so many advantages.
But then there's so many disadvantages too. What if they have a chip in your brain and they decide to take control of your frequencies and now they're controlling you?
Okay, what's the difference between freaking making me poor and putting me in slavery,
You at least have a
indentured
chance.
servitude and throwing
Yeah,
me in jail and
You have
making
free
me.
will and a chance.
This is
do
some
I?
conspiracy
Do
theorist.
I?
There's some conspiracy theorist thing.
There's some limits to free will. There's some limits to free will, and the idea that somehow you can hack a brain, but you could only hack a brain illegally if there's some sort of electrical component to it is absurd to me. There's plenty of things I could say to a person on the street to convince them to do my will or to do what I want them to do. And just because there's that physical separation between the action doesn't make it any more or less morally ambiguous than to upload information directly into your brain. I'm still feeding it to you. It's the same thing. News, constant feeding of news about these topics and that topic. It's brainwashing in the same vein.
I know.
And-
Just look at you, Corey. You liberal.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, ooh.
Oh.
Exactly. But it's true. It's the next step, and it'll as I said, it's not going to happen in America anytime soon. So you have nothing to worry about. But we could pay for that. So, but France will be all right.
We'll see.
See,
We'll see in 2030.
yeah. If we're all still here and giant meteor hasn't crushed us all.
Sounds
Actually, on the bottom, it revealed that Elon. I don't know why it's there, but it says Elon Musk unveiled a pig called Gertrude with a coin-sized computer chip in her brain that demonstrates his ambiguous plan to create working brain-to-machine interface. Does that mean that they control the brain?
Yeah, so they can send certain signals, electrical signals that will prompt like the pig to turn, to move, to shift.
Holy
know.
crap, that's scary.
It is, but imagine talking with your dog.
But then
What?
imagine that going
What?
to humans.
Wait, say that again. Sorry. I
Wait,
got
you're
distracted.
saying that the chip tells it to turn left and right?
It not so much tells it as forces it. So remember what you were
Forces the
saying about
cognitive
the
parts.
Yeah.
hijacking, the hacking it straight into the brain. Yeah.
That's what it's doing?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
overriding.
damn.
It's not a
Oh,
suggestion. It's a you're doing this.
That's scary.
Yeah. But I mean, Bluetooth, you just put the Bluetooth right in my head. I never have to buy new speakers. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but then you won't even care about your speakers because they'll be doing the thinking for you, so you won't even have to. You probably don't even care about it anymore.
Possible.
Just another pawn to pick up rocks and throw into the furnace.
That's what I'm doing right now. It's not too much different. I gotta think about throwing the rock now. Wish this was easier.
Wow, so you're for the push for AI to have control for us?
So there's a great comparison of AI to humans might if we do it right be like humans to dogs. So think of that. We're the pets of the AI, and they kind of just let us chill and do whatever we want and clean up after us. I mean, that dogs have a pretty good life.
I don't know. There's a lot of dogs out there that are stray and
Those are the ones on the
hungry and-
street. But if we have AI that takes care of us,
But then there'll be humans on the street because I'm pretty sure
Maybe.
not everyone can get it.
well, that's only because
like-
we haven't controlled the dog population properly.
Oh, so you're saying we got to kill off humans? You're saying it's ethically okay to
What?
eliminate a certain amount of humans so that we
I
can
didn't
have
say
enough?
that. I said
control.
housing. House the humans. We need more people with dogs. Adopt.
Oh.
Never said anything about euthanizing. Wow, you jumped straight to that. What?
I heard something else. Maybe I heard it
Shame.
wrong.
Shame on you. Clearly, your mental implant is malfunctioning. Shame. Shame.
Oh, no, I'm functioning just fine.
Oh boy. Yeah. Elon Musk has been doing some pretty crazy stuff like that lately too.
No, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's right. It's easier with a fly. It's a lot
Oh
easier.
man.
Yeah. But yeah, enhancements. Give it to me. Give it to me. As I said, nothing. It's the same thing. Wear a Fitbit, except now it's inside your body. Not much of a difference, in my opinion.
I think it's
I mean, I don't
more
wear a
than just
Fitbit.
Fitbit.
I don't either, but you
It's
know,
more like a tracker.
some people do.
I have one.
Yeah.
but I
Well,
don't
everybody's
wear
got to track. Fitbits or trackers too. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the GPS on it. Yeah.
Writes out your whole run route, and then you can publish it on Facebook instantly. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Ugh,
We
Facebook.
already
Ugh.
have it there. The technology is there. It's not even in the future. It's there. But that's right. RFID guns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The smart guns. That was
Yep.
from a couple years back.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Might go back to that. Yeah, it's good. Enhancements. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
There's one more topic that I actually forgot. I don't think we talked about it.
What is it?
It was the report that 10,000 restaurants are expected to close in the next 3 weeks.
Oh yeah.
I just realized I skipped that.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
I was like the second from the top, right? Yeah.
It was in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the bottom.
No.
Bottom top.
We didn't get there yet.
No,
difference
no,
in space.
no. We skipped it.
I mean, it's at the very bottom.
No,
Thought we were
Yeah.
gonna get to it.
no. No,
So
no.
economically speaking, one of the largest hit have been small businesses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like over the next couple of weeks is expected like roughly around 10,000 restaurants are expected to close up for good. Like close up shop for good because they're not able to sustain the type of like sales and yeah, just they're not able to sustain as much as they could previously before or the pandemic. There's 10,000 restaurants across the U.S., not particularly in one state or a couple states, it's just all across. And I know early in the year there was an act pushed out to try to help alleviate the pressure on it, but that was about 9 months ago, and most of that money probably dried up. And yeah, it seems like there's gonna be a lot of restaurants that are gonna be gone for good. Um, I don't know, thoughts?
Serves them right.
Yo,
I'm just
stay for
kidding.
comment. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. No, it's unfortunate knowing that a small business didn't make it. I feel like small businesses are the ones that like are the most them because all mainstream franchise are like okay, they all taste the same, but then the small ones are the ones that hit home. Like if I were to lose my favorite place to go to because it is a small business, like I go out to sing a lot. It's not a restaurant. Oh, I guess it's a restaurant. You order food there too. But if that place goes out, then it's like, oh shoot, now what?
So, to put it in context, right? It's expected, in the next 3 weeks, 10,000 restaurants could be closed permanently. But overall, in this year alone, it's already 110,000 stores already closed permanently, restaurants closed permanently. So this is like a little, roughly around 10%, right? This is another 10% compared to what's already a 10% boost to what's already been closed. So in context, it's only 10% over the over what's already done. But 10,000 is still a lot. It seems like the National Restaurant Association. Wow, I guess also called NRA. They're pleading with Congress to pass a new stimulus to help with the industry. So far they haven't got any results. They surveyed 6,000 restaurants. 87% of the full service restaurants report they have on average a 36% drop in revenue, and 83 expect sales to get even worse over the next 3 months, as the virus is still going rampant. So it's
Actually,
yeah.
Actually, it does hit me. Actually, I just not realized that there are restaurants that hurt. Okay, so I'm a big buffet guy, right?
Oh
And
shit, this shit's terrible for you then.
I know I love buffets, but now because of COVID, man, all the buffets are gone. Like even Golden Corral, like I don't really like that place, but I love their breakfast. And it's just like one day I was like, Golden Corral has to be open, and then I drove and it was closed. And I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure all buffets closed then because they are, and it just sucks because like my sister-in-laws, they love buffets too, and they always ask to go. But just to know that we can't ever take them to their favorite spot no more, it hurts. And like I try to tell them, but they don't understand. I'm just like, it's not there no more. Like buff all buffets are not open no more because of COVID. What do you mean? We could just wait COVID to finish and then we go again. And it's just like I'm sorry. they're not they're not there no more.
Like they're
It's just-
permanently closed. Those are permanently closed, like as in they close up shop, or is it just?
Most majority of the ones we go to don't even do out order no more. But then if you just think logically, like if you have not been open for months, unless you have a big capital reserve, there's no way you can open back up. Like, where are you gonna get the money from? No customers for that long? Has it been 7 months? February, January.
Yeah, it's like well, maybe it's like 9, depending on
Yeah.
when you guys actually
Yeah.
lock down. For me, I've seen a lot of like restaurants that I used to go to. They closed up. Not all of them, but in city, they're definitely struggling. Um, yeah, they're definitely struggling, and it hurts to see it. But not everyone could afford to like order out all the time to try to support the company, these stores. And
Yeah.
um, so it sucks. It really does. And I think to see alone this year 120,000 restaurants close across the US really put into context how bad this situation is. And I don't know, man. It hurts to see this. And especially like it's gonna change how restaurants work in the future to a degree, right? Because the ones that survive, they're gonna have to change their models.
Yeah.
They depend on the people, the local people, to get by, and all these great stores are gonna be gone because of it. Just because
I
we
feel like
respond terribly.
the restaurants are all gonna change in a sense where we're all gonna be in bubbles. Cause like they're already putting up glass, oh not glass, whatever that clear plastic is
Plus
in
plexi guy,
restaurants. I
plexi
I
guy.
don't know.
Is that is that
Yeah,
is that correct?
I,
Care
I
to
don't know what they're called.
Mr.
Yes, they're
Oh,
plexiglass
Oh,
separators.
okay.
yeah. So they must. I think if anything, they put us in bubbles. I feel like it's going to be like that. Where's that going
Yeah.
with this?
I mean,
Yeah, I lost my thought.
The change, the restaurants, how they're changing.
Yeah, I feel like that's how they're going to change. That's how they have to change.
Hmm.
yeah, but
And
that
it's
means there's gonna be like less room.
yeah,
Because like a lot of restaurants get by cramming as much people as you can in there to get as much seats as possible. But if you're gonna install these like glass and social distancing, then they're gonna lose space. And that's why like expanding to the house, or at least for New York, expanding the outside kind of help with it. But yeah, man, with sales down, tourism down, it's gonna suck.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How is New York expanding? Excuse me. Sorry. How is New York expanding outside when like the streets are right there? How do they have enough land?
Um, so it's the store, then there's a sidewalk, and then there's the road. right?
Uh-huh.
But the road is usually split up two sides where it's parking, and then one main road where you it might be one way or two-way lanes. I mean, two lanes or one lane, right? So usually when they expand outwards, they build like these tables and all these like temporary, well, now permanent tables into the street, the sidewalk. So literally people will walk by you while you eat, like right
Oh
through
my
you,
gosh.
right? And then
Yeah.
if they expand further, they'll expand into where the cars would normally park and build like seating in those areas too.
Wow.
Yeah, if you Google like New York outdoor dining, you'll see it expands
Yeah.
outwards. It
I'm
goes
gonna check
into the
that out.
street. So like there was like a couple accidents, I think a couple months ago where I think some truck drivers were crashing into these tables. I don't remember what happened to that guy, but it's the risk that people have with it. But yeah, it's how stores are surviving here. At least that's how they're trying to survive. Um,
Mm.
yeah. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yeah, it does. I was just wondering if you actually went out to the streets because that's the only thing I could see.
Yep. There's a lot less
Yeah.
parking spots, but it doesn't matter. New York City is in general
It's dead.
they're cutting out. No, it's not dead. More people
Oh.
coming out. Well, maybe. I mean, it'd be fine if there's less people. The place is too crowded, but there's less parking now because of the mayor. So there wasn't too much loss because he was cutting back on like parking spots anyway in New York City, and they're just filling it up with. It was originally bike lanes, now it's seating areas for restaurants. So yeah, that's that.
I feel like that's even more dangerous because you said people are passing by you while you're eating. The worst case scenario is
They cough
they're
by you
yeah, and then
while
you're
you
eating
walking
it.
by.
That's
They
like,
cough by.
is that really a good thing?
I don't know. I don't really eat out. I just take it to go. But I'm so scared of that. Cause every time I walk through, I'm like walking. I'm like, can I walk through this? Because this is sidewalk, but like everyone's eating, and I feel weird. So I don't really know. Oh man. But yeah, that's that. With that said, unless there's anything else you guys want to talk about, I think we can end it around here.
Sounds good. Did
Alright.
good.
Well, thank you all for coming to our great show. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the bell, hit the notification. Remember to sub to Patreon, OnlyFans, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
Space.
Friendster, MySpace. Anyway, thank you all for coming in. It's been a long episode. I appreciate it. Thank you all for sticking with us to the end. Make sure to like, subscribe. Let us know if there's anything you want to talk about. Appreciate the support. Follow us on social media. It'll probably be on the links below. Really appreciate it. Stay safe. Support your local businesses. And we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Later. Woo.